So if Bongani Ntanzi confessed and told the magistrate court that no, Senzo Meyiwa, the reason why he was deleted, you know what I'm saying? The reason why he's no more, it is simply because it was a hit and it was planned at Foslura's hostel, right? That's the confession from Bongani Ntanzi. And he tells us a story that no, it was planned at Foslura's hostel and we were there probably. Was it before Longo arrived or not? But yeah, he's telling us a story that we were there and we stood just next to the electricity box. And yeah, when it was time, we jumped into the house. And you know what I'm saying? And he detailed how he, you know what I'm saying, Senzo Meyiwa. Nevertheless, I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's something about this that needs to be interrogated, right? You know, one way or the other, look, if we take the confession from Bongani Ntanzi, right, and we are going with that confession, the question still remains. Then if it was a hit, then where is the master? Why is the mastermind not arrested? You know what I'm saying? In one way or the other, this case is, it's difficult for the state to prove us otherwise in terms of our suspicions to say, but you guys keep giving us evidence that Miguel needs to come and answer, you know what I'm saying? So today we will talk about the confession from Bongani Ntanzi and look at the implications, you know what I'm saying, and the theories that are there, how criminals works. So I'm about to unpack all of this, provided that you are interested. If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you do comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So definitely, good people, the power here is in your hands. Please exercise that power in favor of this video. Guys, you need to watch this video till the end. You need to like the video, guys. It's gonna tell the YouTube algorithm to say, wow, people like this video, let's promote it. We have seen what we did with the other video. 51,000 views in a space of a day. That's not child's play. Because of you. You know what I'm saying? You need to comment, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna read your comments because wow, there are so many. And please keep them coming. On weekend, I'm gonna deal with all of your comments, right? Guys, having said that, you need to watch the ads, guys. That's how you financially contribute. We need to upgrade, guys. We need a proper product. We need a proper, look, big cameras and all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Big lighting so we can be on top of our game. That's where we're going. But without you watching those ads, we're never gonna reach that. First of all, okay, we were told that, okay, Bongani Ntanzi confessed, right? So we said, okay, no problem. He confessed and he told the magistrate court that, listen, this was a hit, right? Then that's the first thing that he told us. It was a hit. And then he says that, no, he says that this hit was planned at Foslura's hostel. By the way, Foslura's hostel is where Senzo Meyiwa's phone was located, right? Do you remember the cell phone expert? He located Senzo Meyiwa's phone and said that it was at Foslura's hostel. Foslura's hostel, by the way, is from the crime scene. It's around 5 to 8 kilometers, so it's not far. You can just easily walk to Foslura's, right? Foslura's hostel. So that's where the phone was. And then he tells us a story that they arrived, and when they were arrived, they were dropped off. And the car continued to the park. Right. No problem. And then he tells us a story of he got into the house and then requested cell phones and money. Remember, it's a hit, ne? Please note this. It's a hit. He get into the house. He tells them he requested cell phones and money. Right. No problem. Then Senzo Meyiwa pull up a chair and hit him with the chair. So we say, okay, no problem. That's a confession from Bongani Ntanzi, right? So we say, okay, no problem. We hear you. Bongani pulls the chair beat him with a chair, we threw him with a chair, and then that's how he, you know what I'm saying, deleted the guy. No problem. The problem starts here. If you listen to the confession made by Bongani Ntanzi, it's an old confession. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the confession, I was gonna post it. In fact, yesterday I had a video that I posted, and it had that confession. You know what I'm saying, on record. But you know, there was issues there, so I had to delete the whole video. So I ended up deleting the whole video. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you the snippet of it, but please trust me when I say it is there, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to follow me this one. So he tells us that story, and I was sitting here and I was listening to the story, and I was like, wait a minute. Take the story of Bongani Ntanzi, right? I'm gonna show you that was a false confession. It tells me that dirty cops were involved, and I'm gonna prove to you why I'm saying dirty cops were involved. And the reason that Bongani Ntanzi confessed, it is because he feared for his life. I'm gonna prove to you that. Okay, so where do you want me to start? Let's start with Bongani Ntanzi. We're gonna go back. We'll come back to the house, right? Let's start with Bongani Ntanzi. Why am I saying that? I've never been arrested. Let me confess that I've never been arrested. I'm not a person that likes committing crime. Thanks also to the channel called Agenda Network. They have helped me to realize that crime doesn't pay, and it makes me not to. It just make me not to I don't wish to go to prison at all. So I don't like it. Number two, which is number one, by the way, as a Christian, my Christian values doesn't allow me to steal. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't allow me to kill things that will warrant me to go to prison. It doesn't allow me to do all the things like that. So, but what I'm about to tell you, it comes from a channel called Network Agenda. There are quite a number of people that have said almost similar things there. One of the guy, he said that he was arrested because IFP member, high-ranking member, was murdered in his town. So they just took them, you know what I'm saying, and arrested them. He speaks about how he was beaten, and the way that he was beaten strategically. They will beat you. He says that they will beat them here. They will beat him here, downward, making sure that when he is appearing before the magistrate court, he's like me and you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't say he's beaten. Even when he says, I was beaten, nobody will say yes. You know what I'm saying? He says the way that he was tortured in that manner where even the paramedics, it was difficult for them just to easily at the glance to see that he was tortured. In fact, paramedics were called. They just looked at him and said, oh, it's fine. That's how smart these people are when they discipline you, when those dirty cops, right? Look, in that same thing called Network Agenda, I came across this dirty cop I was arrested, right? He's speaking about how they will rob people, and then they will go to ShopRite, buy those plastic, fold them, and then they will take you and then put those plastics here. You know, if I tie the plastic here, you can't breathe, and then they get what they want from you. That's how I'm just showing you things that they said they did, right? So these people keeps telling us a story that they will do such things and make you confess to a crime that you never did, because right now you fear for your life. You know what I'm saying? You have already done your number two, the one that you're doing in the toilet. At that point, you have already done, you have already messed up. You know what I'm saying? Your urination is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's stinking. They don't care. They will deal with you. They will allow you to clean, and then they will start afresh. So people end up confessing to a crime they never committed, to a point that they are even told they are directing the confession. You know what I'm saying? Did you do this at this place? Did you do this at this place? Did you do it this way? You know what I'm saying? Then once you confess, they come again, and then they bring the recording, and then you say it yourself. Because the reason the reason you're saying it is simply because you are tired of being tortured, and you see that you are going to die. So you will rather confess to a crime you've never done so you can go to prison. That is how other people have gone to prison. You know what I'm saying? Saving crimes. And those people will come back and tell you that they appealed, and some of them won the case. You know what I'm saying? I remember this guy telling us that he won that case. Now the difficulties comes with the fact that he needs the criminal record removed, and that has been also a big deal. But that's not where we are. Where we are is, chances are Bongani Ntanzi was done, the same thing was done to him, to confess to a crime he never committed, because look, we needed somebody to cover up. Because you know why I'm saying, if you're looking at that Bongani Ntanzi's confession and then you start weighing it against Tumelo, who, by the way, they keep pointing to Bongani Ntanzi. So if you're listening to the confession from Bongani Ntanzi and you're listening to the witnesses, right? Sit down, and there's something that you're going to see here. Please bear with me. Bongani Ntanzi tells the story of him. He went into the electricity box that is just next to the Khumalo house, right? And then the car dropped them there. It says there was 3 or whatever. So they were hiding there, right? Let me remind you something. Tumelo tells a story that he went outside, right, with Mtogozis. When he went outside with Mtogozis, right, he stood next to that electricity box. So we will say, how come you didn't see them? Because you were there. That's number one. Number two, so if you follow the confession as well, and you say, okay, you're looking at the sequence of event, how they say it happened. So you say, okay, that's point number one. Point number two, Tumelo tells a story that when they came back from smoking, right, next to that electricity box, he came back, and then a commotion had already started in the house. You know what I'm saying? Which means, so where was the problem? Was the problem in or outside? Notice that. Number three, they tell a story of intruders, 2 intruders that came into the house requesting cell phone and money. Right there, you hear Bongani Ntanzi saying, hey, he got there, he requested cell phone and money. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, Bongani Ntanzi, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So you hear you requested cell phone and money. Where was this chair that was used by Senzo Meyiwa to throw it to you, that he threw to you? Hence, it warranted you to arrest, to shoot at him. Because that's the confession. That's why I'm saying this confession was a false confession. I'm telling you, this confession was a false confession. Believe me, you will see where we're going with this one, right? So you're saying, Zande Khumalo, please tell us what happened in the house. Zande Khumalo tells us a story of 2 intruders, one with a gun, one with a knife. We'll say, okay, no problem. We're saying, Longa, please tell us what happened in the house. Longa Twala tells us a story of 2 intruders. 2 of them had guns. Zande Khumalo, one with a gun, one with a knife. Longa Twala, one with a gun, and also the other one with a gun. 2, you know what I'm saying? He's Longa Twala, we should believe him. If the story is to be believed, we should believe Longa Twala more than Zande Khumalo and Tumelo and Mtogozis, all of them. Why I'm saying that? Longa is the one that even gone to a point of pushing, pushing like a scrum. You know what I'm saying? You know, scrum. Like a scrum, rugby. You know what I'm saying? You don't get it. Pushed him like a scrum. If ever there's a person that we can believe is Longwe, to say, here a gun, 2 guns. So if they don't believe Longwe, we're simply stating that these ones are lying. That's a fact. You see what I'm saying? So that we will find them lying on that account as well. Number 2, let's look at the fight. Let them explain the fight. Then we remove Longwe, because Longwe, according to his statement, he ran out. So we're removing Longwe from the crime scene. Then we are left with who? Then we are left with the other one, Mtogozis, and they tell us a story of these intruders who were very dumb, that they were able to attack this one, and you know what I'm saying. And whilst they were busy attacking this one, and Senzo had pinned him against the wall. All of those stories. And you're listening to Ntanzi. Ntanzi says, I requested cell phone and money, and Senzo threw a chair on me, and that's how I shot at him. And then you're like, wait a minute, doesn't make sense, right? Right there, you say, it doesn't make, you guys are lying. Somebody's lying here. Either Bongani Ntanzi is lying or this one's, but I'm telling you, the story has never happened. So he was tortured to confess to a crime he's never done. I am not saying he's innocent in his life general, but I'm saying for the Meyiwa case, when the brother of Senzo Meyiwa says these are not the killers of my brother, he's right, because now we are trying to put this into perspective, and we're like, wait a minute, we get it, guys. I'm gonna go step by step here. We're not rushing. This is gonna be, one of those episodes where we sit down and we dissect everything. So move from there, and if you have been watching some YouTube videos, right, and you are watching your SAPC one where it talks about Inkabi, guys, it's hitmans to those who are not in South Africa. So hitmans, guys, they are not these people who will come and get into your house and pretend as if they wanna steal my mouse or my laptop. No, those ones, they get into the house and they move out. If you don't believe what I'm saying, not long ago in SA, there was a guy during a lockdown that was doing consultation via Zoom. They got into that house during live on session. He was busy with clients live. They got into that house and then they left. Those are hitmen. Bongani Ntanzi's story doesn't fit the profile of a hitman. But listen, this is where the story gets complicated as well. You know what I'm saying? It is Advocate Colonel Steyn who profiled them as hitmen. But now, when we get into the Khumalo family and we are listening to what happened in that Khumalo family, their profile doesn't fit, their behavior at the Khumalo house doesn't fit a profile of a hitman. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. So that's why you see the stories like, guys, no. Something is not making sense here. It's not make sure. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's not telling us the truth. This is not the truth. Wait. We're not done. You know what I'm saying? As we progress with this, you will actually realize that no. Somebody's playing us here. This thing never happened. There was never a willingness, or this guy did not necessarily confess willingly, right? So if you start checking the profile of a hitman, and the hitman, you know what I'm saying, most of them, let me remind you this, most of them, they tell you that they started by a robbery and then they went into this business of taking people's life. You know why they do that? They're saying it's the less complicated thing. You get there, you do your job, and then you disappear. I have seen people getting, hitmen doing their jobs. I've witnessed two where they took taxi bosses' lives, right? I think it was 2 months apart. The other one, I saw them, they were driving a Golf 7 GTI, almost in this color. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, almost in this color. So I saw them. They went there, did their job. They never want to pretend as if, it was a robbery. What? Have you seen them when they are doing their jobs? Have you seen them pretending it was a robbery? What? So that's the first thing that when you're looking at them, you're like, Colonel Steyn tells us that these technically are hitmen. But what type of hitmen are these ones? That's why I say, I'm telling you that the story just keep falling apart. It just keep falling apart. But anyway, leave the story and say, okay, leave that part. Don't delete it. Just pack it there. Come back here. Come back close. So remember that they are saying they were hiding behind that electricity box. So they got into the house, did whatever they did, and then you know what I'm saying. So they deleted Senzo Meyiwa and all the stuff. They were there. It was a hit. That's the confession from Bongani Ntanzi. It was a hit. No problem. So three things that we need to pay attention to. Pay attention to this following three things. One, Longwe. You know, in Rapimos, it was a scrum. The other guy. You know what I'm saying? And then that's bravery. Yo, this guy's brave, eh? Oh, and these people were very dumb. Leave that. He went outside. Number two, Mthokozisi jumped into the Ngashe family, right? Ngashe family, and then he jumped back into a place of danger. That is what Tumelo even questioned to say, how did that happen? Right? So even Tumelo doesn't believe that. How do you run away from danger and come back to a place of danger? And Mthokozisi justify that and say, I know, I've heard, when I came back, Makumalo was there. Just at that alone, you wouldn't have jumped back unless you are very much sure that they have run away. So the story there is not making sure, but nevertheless, leave it there. He jumped back. Now, number three, do you remember that he was chased by one of the intruders? Do you remember the story, right? So I'm going to show you that Bongani Ntanzi's confession doesn't add up. It shows that there were dirty cops that were busy fabricating the story too, in order for them to make it seem like really it is him. You know, they already knew what story they were going to give us. So let me show you why it doesn't make sense. Ntapsengi is outside the gate. Do you remember the story, right? First bullet, one person went running, right? Follow the sequence there. The second bullet, two people were running. According to Mthokozisi, it was him and the other intruder, right, that was chasing after him. No problem. So what happened to the other one then? Because in the house, one intruder ran with Mthokozisi, but the other one was left in the house. So what happened to him? I want you to answer me that. What happened to the one that was left in the house? Remember that Ntapseng, after the third bang, she saw the person that follows after the third bang is Zandi Kumalo. So what happened to this guy? This guy just vanishes. There are two people that just vanishes here. The number one person that vanishes without being tracked is Longwe Twala. Longwe Twala vanishes in the scene, and we don't know where he is. The only time we hear about him is in the hospital. Do you see what I'm trying to say? People just vanish into the story. They are Mr. Spider-Man. They go into space and they come back. That's number one. Longwe vanishes. The second person that vanishes is the second intruder, right? That the person that was left in the house. Because the other intruder went chasing after Mthokozisi, right? But then what happened to this one that was left in the house? How did he disappear? Because after the third bang, Ntapseng only saw one person, that is Zandi Kumalo. Never saw intruder, right? The families, the neighbors never saw intruder. So what happened to this one? So I'm trying to prove a point here to say, if you are watching or if you are listening to Bongani Ntanzi's locus confession, right? That's where you see that, nah, this is a false confession. This guy was forced to confess, because even as he narrates the story, the way the story they said, look, the way they say he confessed, you're looking at the confession, you're like, doesn't make sense. So I'm saying to you guys that we keep being fed this lie of intruders that went into the house, both left, right, and center, and they are shoving it to our throat. Believe our story. Why aren't people believing our story? As Kalikumalo will say, that people have chosen not to believe me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to explain myself anyway. The reason we're asking questions is because whether the story comes from Bongani Ntanzi or it comes from you, at the end of it all, it doesn't necessarily make sense. We are sitting here, we are looking for something that makes sense. Everything that you guys have just given us thus far, really, it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? We want something tangible. We want something that will really, really make sense. Everything here is falling apart. Zandi Khumalo tells us that I'm showing you some loopholes into this thing. Zandi Khumalo stood there. By the way, before I told you this one, wait. You watch this video from that at the beginning until now, you are not yet subscribed. I put it to you that you subscribe now. I put it to you that you like the video now. I put it to you that you comment now. Don't procrastinate. You do it now. We are on our journey to 20,000 subscribers before the end of August, and we will get to that. We will get to that. I'm definitely sure we will get to that. Nevertheless, let's leave that one. Let's go back to this one. Now, I told you about what Kelly Khumalo said, that we don't believe her. I for one, I don't, because she's telling me lies. I'm not stupid that I can just believe lies that I see that this one is lying. Let's leave that one. Come back to this one. Zandi Khumalo tells a story that why is Mandisa not investigated? You know what I'm saying? Usually in cases like this, people are investigated. Now, I'm showing you something here. Let's look at this now. If we are to investigate Mandisa, then the confession of Bongani Ntanzi doesn't make sense, because Bongani Ntanzi says this was a hit that has got a mastermind. Why should we focus on Mandisa? Let me prove, or let me substantiate my points here so that you can understand where we're going. If the confession was true, go to the evidence given by Colonel Stein. He paints a picture of Kelly Khumalo, who is in conversation with the hitman. Go to Advocate Gary what says that the state knows that this was not a robbery gone wrong, but this was a hit, right? So the state believes that, and they've got effects to back it up. Number two, there was a conversation that proves that indeed Kelly in Kimberley was in conversation with that hitman. Kelly in Limpopo, Kelly back in Kimberley. There was that back and forth. Number three, it is Kelly Khumalo as well that we happened to read SMSs from her that says, I want to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? So, and remember that she says, I want to get rid of him via SMS. And we get to be told that there was an SMS conversation between him and the hitman. Now, I don't know if you see where I'm going. I want to get rid of him via SMSs. That's what Kelly Khumalo was saying, sending a message to Zandi Khumalo. It's a proof. It's no longer an allegedly. It's a proof. It's there. You can search it even on the internet. You'll find it. Now, if that's the case, you want to get rid of him via SMS. We really find SMS where you are talking to the hitman. Now we say, oh, okay, 1 + 1 is, I don't know, to me it says 2. Now, okay, we move from that. We see the hitman calling Mandisa. We don't see Mandisa calling the hitman. We cannot therefore assume that really Mandisa planned it, because it is not Mandisa that went after the hitman. Number two, there's been no consistent communication between Mandisa and the hitman, but there has been consistent communication between Kelly Khumalo and the hitman, right? So that then we say 1 + 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? Then this guy gets shot in that hit, right? No problem. Let me show you something. Why should we suspect Mandisa here when the culprit seems to be this one? It doesn't make sense. Number two, Zandi, how do you know that if this was a hit, how do you know that it was sent by Mandisa? That is where you say, this thing doesn't make sense, right? At all. You know, no matter how much you want to pitch this, it really doesn't make any logical and factual sense at all. You know what I'm saying? So having said all of this, having spoken about all of these hitmans, that really they are being shoved into our throat, and we are supposed to believe that they're gone wrong. Hey, man. Why don't you believe us? Oh, people have chosen not to believe us. I told you, Sandy Kumar is the best actor. Should give her the role of acting. You know what I'm saying? So, if you put 1 + 1 into this whole shenanigans, really it doesn't make sense. To those who think that we hate the Kumzas, oh no, we don't. You know, we don't hate the Kumalos. As Lelo N will call them the Kumzas, but let's leave that one. Okay. So, I have that thing to say, wait a minute. So, we are being told a story of a confession that actually never happened. This confession, if it happened, it was a false confession. Remember I said to you, I was going to tell you about how criminals works. In Generation The Legacy, they once portrayed this, right? And this is what usually happens. So criminals will allow you to investigate them. The reason they allow you to investigate them, they want to see first if you can prove that they are wrong, right? So when they see that, I know you've got your things all together, usually they target the key figures in the investigation, in the investigations against them. They want to know the person who is in charge of the case and the other stakeholders that are very key. They know if they can bribe that person and then they are done with the case. They are very strategical in how they are doing this. Here, it probably might be one of the setups that they are putting us into, because they are waiting to see if they are waiting to see the outcome of this proceeding, and out of the outcome they will decide whether or not they will prosecute the Kumalos, right? So if you are waiting for the outcome of this case, you are not even certain that you're going to prosecute them. It just tells me that you might dribble us. You know what I'm saying? It might be that they are setting up in a sense that they are waiting to see how much can we prove them wrong. If we fails to prove them wrong, even if we know that the story is fabricated, but they can still say, nobody has proven this beyond reasonable doubt that these ones are wrong. Do you see where I'm going with this thing? It's a pity that in this case we can't have a lawyer that is advocating for the Meyiwa family that would have brought that side, because the setup of the justice system only allows the state prosecutor, the NPA, and it also allows the defense, then the judge. I wish there was a lawyer that comes from the Meyiwa family. That lawyer would have focused on pinning the Kumalos, you know what I'm saying? But but it's not gonna happen now. That lawyer would have focused in getting the evidence, and you know what I'm saying, giving us that, filling that gaps that are there. But right now, this might be the biggest disappointment in SA, in the world's history. You know what I'm saying? Because what they are doing, if they can find that we can prove beyond reasonable doubt that these people are wrong, what is going to happen? They're going to use that and say, we're not going to prosecute them. What are you going to say? What are you going to do about it? Why are they waiting? Why are they not sure to say, you know what, let the court proceeding finish. Allow them to be there as witnesses, but we'll prosecute them when they're done. Full stop. Why are they waiting for the outcome? That is what I fear the most, to say, you know what, the decisions that might be taken, the decisions that might be taken by the current judge will then influence their decision. That alone allows the manipulation. If somebody has the money to manipulate things here, probably they will want to bribe, not already, but they will want to bribe the people who are in key positions. You know what I'm saying? People that can influence the position. Just like what somebody said in one of the comments, that there are people in high authorities that are involved in this case. And because of that, if they don't want the Kumalos to be prosecuted, they will make it a point that they don't. So what if those key figures in this case get bribed? What is going to happen? You see what I'm saying? If I was a criminal, indeed, I would target the influential people. That's it. The ones that are making decisions. So it is the people that are making decisions that are telling us that they will prosecute these people only they will just wait for the outcome of the case. Why are we waiting for the outcome? Do you see that this leaves that doesn't give me peace? That alone, that thing that is being said, that doesn't give me peace. It tells me that there is high chances of this case being manipulated, easily so. They're just giving somebody a lifeline to say, you know what, if you can make your way to this person here, bribe this person and bribe this person and bribe this person, we're done with the case. You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm a man born under sin, subject to correction. I might be wrong. You probably will educate me in the comment section below. Right? We'll see each other again in the next video. But until then, please take care.